Next comedian we have for you guys, he is also new. I met him today. He seems like a very, very cool guy, so I think that you guys are going to like what he has to bring to this stage. Please give a round of applause for Brendan O'Connell. Woo!
All right. Oh, that's a little close, isn't it? Is that how this thing works? Checking. I guess I already did that. All right. My name's Brendan O'Connell. I came here with that guy over there. So we're both new. We're both new. So I'm semi-new. I've done like a couple of other shows. I mean, like this, like half the size of you guys. And there was one time that they're like, "Oh, well, let's start you off with like some music." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm gonna like get up and dance and make an ass of myself." They're like, "No, just go up there. We're gonna play some music before you go up." I was like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "So, what song do you want?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like the intro to Animals by Nickelback would be cool, you know? Be rocking out, come out. Yeah, how you doing?" No, they played Alanis Morissette, 1,000 Miles. And I turned around and I was like, "Really?" I was like, "You guys," okay. So I was like, making my way down. Okay, I don't know. I was just kind of going along, going with the flow. Didn't really care what was going on. One time I saw my buddy. He was like really into this really cute Asian girl. And Asians, you know, they're just big, small, you know, good looking, not good looking. They're all over the place. And he's across the bar, and he was kind of like this, you know. Everybody was allowed to come in and whatnot. And a buddy of mine walked up to me and was like, "Dude, she's 16." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, she's obviously someone's daughter or something." So I walked over to him and just kind of tapped him on the shoulders, be like, "Hey, come here for a second." I was like, he's like, "Yo, what's going on?" I was like, "She's a little young." I was like, "How young?" I was like, "Well, let's just call her too young." They were, you know, Asian people's names. Anyways, going on. Oh, you get it! Everybody loves to drink in here. As you know, you guys can see, I'll have drinks and whatnot. I like to relate drinking to when I was a kid. Not that I drank when I was a kid. Probably, you know, makes sense why I'm so nowadays. But when I was a kid, I had the little chewables for, you know, medicine and stuff, and I hated it. It tasted like chalk. It always got stuck to my teeth, and I got to go on for the rest of my day tasting this nasty ass medicine that I had this morning. I'm sick, whatever. And so I asked my mom. I was like, "Well, can we just get the liquid kind?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course." And so I get it, and I was, you know, I took it once, and I hated it. It tasted like, you know, just tasted like shit. I hated it. So the next time I took it, I had it. I was ready to go. I was like, "Mom, can I get some Kool-Aid?" She was like, "Yeah, of course, here." And I was like, "Okay." Okay. And I was flashing back, thinking about this the other day. It's exactly how I take tequila. I'm like, okay, got my tequila, got my Kool-Aid. Wait a minute. Flashback. Oh my God, it's like, you know, 5th grade all over again. Without the tequila, by the way. And so I was like, wow, you know, this is the exact same thing when I was a kid. It's kind of bad relating, you know, drinking now to taking medicine as a kid. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's a bit much. And it was mainly my grandma that would give me the medicine or whatever. My grandma's great. She came over not too long ago. It was only a couple of weekends ago, and I'm not exactly sure where in England she is from, but I know that she is from England, and it's kind of, you know, curious you guys are here, you know, tonight. She did happen to drop a bomb on me when we were talking, going over genealogy with my grandpa. It's his big thing. He's retired and whatnot, and she just happened to say she used to be a pole dancer, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the graphic images, Grandma." So now I'm thinking, oh, great. Now my grandma's up there, you know, flapping in the wind, up on the, you know, poles and whatnot. And she walks up to me and she's like, "I hope you know that I'm not like one of those American pole dancers." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" She's like, I forgot to tell you that I was a Polish dancer who used to do Polish dancing." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm still scarred for life, Grandma. Thank you very much." Can't get that image out of my head. Thank you for, you know, reminding me. There's a girl that called me up one night. This was a couple of weeks ago. And she was like, you know, "Hey, you know, what are you doing tonight? Let's get together. I want to hang out, you know, maybe have some fun." And I was like some fun? She was like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like, "All right, sweet." So she was like, "I want you to come over to a party of mine. I'm going to throw a party." I said, "I love parties. What the hell? Phone party, ABC party, any kind of party." She's like, "Well, it's called a pleasure party." I was like, "Oh, a pleasure party. All right." You know, so I get dressed. I actually take a shower for once, and I put my good shoes on. I get there, and as soon as I walk in the door, there's a dude standing there with a big dildo in his mouth. He's like, "And then oh, hi. And I was like, wrong party, sorry. I'll leave. The girl runs out. And she's like, no, wait, this is the place. You got the right address. I was like, I just walked into the house with a dude with a big dildo next to his mouth, talking with a bunch of sex toys around him. And she was like, well, that's part of the party. And I was like, no. You told me it was gonna be a pleasure party. And I was like, I got something completely different in my head. And she said, no. I mean, it's a pleasure party. They sell sex toys and whatnot. I was like, okay, so you brought me to like a Kirby demonstration or like a Cutco demonstration where you just walk into the house and we're going to sell you shit. Okay, so now they go door to door with sex toys. I don't want to shake the dude's hand when he comes in the room. And so I walk in, sit down, they got like Jello shots and they got little, I don't know, just foofy little drinks all over the place. And so, I was drinking and just trying to have a good time while this guy is, he's got this next to his face. I know, a little graphic, my bad. And it's not as bad as my grandma, trust me. And so she, there it goes again. He's talking, going on. And what caught my ear, my eye, was that he's got names and different slogans for the different toys that he's got. He actually has a Marvel edition. I was like, oh, sweet, I like Marvel. Everybody loves, the Avengers. Everybody likes all the Marvel movies, whatnot. And he talks about a couple of the different Avenger characters, whatnot. One of them was, he's like, oh, this is Captain America. He pulls it up. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet. Don't know how it's Captain America. He's like, yeah, it does. It's justice. Bet it does. He goes on to the next one, and he was like, this is Thor's hammer. And I was like, I got it because it's hammer. He's like, it's electrifying. I was like, okay, don't use it in the tub. He goes on the next one. He was like, he's like, he has to take two hands. Pulls it out. And it's green. Big, has, muscles. Everybody knows, is probably thinking about it. It was Thor. You know what I mean? He's like, we're calling the Thor. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. It was the Hulk. And he was like, got all these muscles on it. And I was like, oh, sweet, it's ribbed for her pleasure. It's just all these muscles and whatnot. And then he looks at me dead in the eyes. He goes, you don't want to make this one angry. I was like, oh, I'm going to leave now. Sorry if I seem a little spazzy, you guys. I'm still kind of nervous, just like this guy, just like anybody else is trying out for the first night. I have been told once that, I have ADD, which is attention deficit disorder, which most people know. A couple years later, someone asked me, oh, do you have ADHD? I said, what's ADHD? They're like, you don't know? And I was like, no, dude, I already have ADD. I don't need anything else. And I was like, what's ADD or ADHD? So like, attention deficit disorder in high definition. That one got everybody else last time. I'm going to have to open up with that one. And then I said, well, okay, I don't know if I have ADHD. But I do have something called ADOS. Very quiet, everybody's curious. Which is attention deficit. Oh, shiny! Thanks, guys. I'm Brendan DePlano.